anywhere and anywhere to compete, having stunning results in North America and all the way across Europe as well. So he's going to be able to make those adjustments quickly if his game plan initially doesn't quite work. But certainly Crepe Salee has got an awful lot of options up his sleeves as well. But we're running it over to Kalos, and let's not have controller issues, people. We're all the way in top 6. We do not need this. Get a wire, I beg of you.
I have heard that the wire is like, there's more delay or something. However, I do wonder what it is specifically about the matchup that Tarik really doesn't like. I think it's to do with how crazy Wario's air drift is, how he's able to abuse Greninja's weaknesses, how he's able to make offstage a nightmare for him. But you know he's done his homework on it. We haven't seen the Crepe Wario today. We don't know how warm it is. Tarik's doing quite well at the moment, and he started off with a very clean down to up smash confirm.
Yeah, it feels like Tarik has definitely taken a moment after that loser's 7th set to just warm himself up a little bit. Those confirms looking a little bit clean. Those percents are just perfect to get those confirms that he wants. And it feels as if the Tarik that we saw right at the start of this top 8, he's gone. And the man that we have saw, oh, thank goodness Tarik got home. It's so good to see.
It really is. There's just so much confidence in this play, man. Tarik is moving. Has done so well. But you can see he kind of wants one thing, but the dash attack has been denied by a parry into down tilt of Crepe's own. Taking his time, but you can't chill there for too long, mate. That's a very nice arc of the bike to take to plot Tarik out of that first stock.
That was maybe the single best space move I've seen all across this top 8. Just that perfect angle.
No way!
And I really love that, just to drag down one hit of back air, just sailing Crepe all the way down to that bottom blast zone. And we can see again Tarik, the forward air into the dash attack. Doesn't quite manage to connect in there, but again, just gets out of dodge, using that superior ground ability to weave in and out of Wario's range. Again, Wario might be the master of the air, but Greninja, he is speedy on a ground level.
Sure is. Able to, especially on a wide stage like Kalos, with no platforms to help the jump ins, you're able to dash back and whiff punish a lot more effectively. But all Crepe needs is one opening. The body hitbox is not going to do it off the top, and down comes Tarik with a down air. Crepe has burnt Waft though. And that's really important, but it doesn't matter. It basically counted anyway. You didn't really take too much damage after the fact, and it's brought us to a last stock situation. Wario is still a strong character in this matchup, even without the comeback factor.
Yeah, and we can see just these conversions from Crepe Salee off of the left-hand side platform, dealing 50%. Tarik trying to get into the drag down going, however, Crepe just being sent over to the wrong side there. Again, another platform interaction where Crepe just sails underneath it. I'm loving the ideas that Tarik is having, but just the positioning isn't quite there.
It is. Now Crepe has brought us back very well here. Taking his time and playing very evasively. Being able to deny Tarik's own jump-ins as well is a big thing.
Okay. Hang on, I was going to say, Crepe Salee wants to do the talking, let me tell you. Shows what that bike can do, but certainly Tarik starting off with a really strong lead, and Crepe slowly but surely has sort of re-reminded himself how to deal with this matchup. I love the attempt on the parry, however, parrying multi-hit moves is a fool's game in Smash Brothers Ultimate, and even then the hitbox from the bike sending Tarik the complete wrong way and just closing the mouth a little bit too early. That could have been the end of the game, Focus.
Did not get to chomp the frog. And now Tarik is back in. Okay, but that should not be it. It's not it. All to play for. Counters the bike, goes up. More options, but still goes back to ledge. And doesn't get it.
Just not being on the ball.
I'm so confused.
I was going to say, slowly but surely, just managing to get back into center stage. The weak hit, and then the dash attack to cover the landing. Crepe Salee steals game 1. That should have been Tarik's to win, and he just clawed his way back until that one is next to his name on the screen, my friends. 1-0 to Crepe Salee.
There's a bit of a confusing end to that. 2 instances where Crepe guesses correctly that Tarik is going to neutral get up using the chomp, very active. It's like almost designed to catch neutral get up. But he maybe second guesses himself 2 times in a row, even though he was right, and Tarik sort of gets away with it. thankfully, it goes the way it probably should have, where Crepe does get that game that he deserved because he made that right read, but it was made very, very precarious, I have to say. That could have gone either way, and Crepe did very well to come back in that situation as well. He was down a lot, especially with that waft burn, and yet Raw Wario was enough to power him through into that Game 1 win. That's so important, JC.
Yeah, and Tarik's going to be kicking himself a little bit from that one, right? I mean, he had such a strong lead, and it felt like, again, he sort of came out the gate swinging and had, over a stop ahead, but then again, Crepe just, in that similar vein with Steve, where he sort of slows down the pace and then gets those few hits, and suddenly the comeback has already arrived before you even realize it started to happen. I felt like the exact same with the Wario there, where there was no particularly pivotal moment where I thought, wow, what a comeback from Crepe Salee, but it was so I'm still winning, and I'm winning neutral again, and again, and again. And even if it's not some spectacle, the results are still the same, and Crepe managing to keep it with that Game 1, and we're going to a much smaller stage here in this Game 2.
You'd argue that making a comeback in that fashion is much more impressive, much more important. It shows that you have the neutral on your side. You're winning more often than not. And it's on Tarik to regain control of the neutral. So you don't need to be out-damaging when you get your own hits. You don't be outplaying throughout in every facet of the game, as he gets a nice opener from that reversal, 40%. We've gone to Smash, as you said, narrow stage, and also that platform is so useful for Wario platform extensions. The up air will lead into many an up air if it confirms, but it's also an option for Greninja as well off stage. However, not gonna get an edge guard though.
Yeah, I was going to say, the smaller stage of that platform allows Tarik to sort of hide underneath the platform and shock with those up airs and up smashes, but in the same vein as well. Ooh, an interesting little push for Crepe Salee. Again, that next level of awareness, just using it to ride to the other ledge and just getting back to safety, going for the dash attack into the up air. Love that from Tarik. And again, these top players, they're not willing to risk it on some big sweeping hit. The dash attack covers any kind of drift, and knowing that it would confirm into the upper. Again, these players, they aren't always relying on the flashy options, but they get it when it needs to be done.
There's some flashy extension advantage though. I like that sort of delayed nair to get almost a landing hit into more. It's just those little things that get you a little bit more damage per hit. Don't mean you don't need to go for like an up air juggle or just straight into dash back air. Tarik has a lead, but Crepe has shown that you can just consistently win neutral over and over again. So he has to do a lot with this stock lead. Mistimes the substitute. Maybe it was due to it being a smash throw instead of a tilt throw of the bike. It went a bit higher, so mistiming. Crepe's basically already back in it, especially now we're at that 5-minute mark, Joycey.
Yeah, I mean, again, the ominous ground glow that we are talking about, it is already here in space, and you're absolutely right. It's something that we were speaking about a little bit earlier on, where Tarik has got really great situational awareness. However, Crepe just sort of very, very haphazard moment there, just sort of letting it rip in a moment where he maybe could have confirmed into it a little bit cleaner, but, better earlier than later in the set, because depending on how slow we take the pace here, a second one could show us ugly head.
It's going to be hard to get a second one when you don't have as much room to breathe on Smashville. Tarik's going to be out for blood. He's very patient in neutral, but he knows when to up the tempo, force decision from Crepe Salee. I like the idea from Crepe. He anticipated the anti-air, but he's just a little bit off on the timing, and he takes a bit. But percent lead. Are you going to punish the counter? That's one of the things that Tarik hates about this matchup. It's a catch 2022. I think it felt very hard for him to avoid it. That led to death. Crepe has a lead here and a lot of rage, and he can take his time and is about to make it back as well. Going for some devious plays off stage, and he's not getting punished hard for it as well. He's making this second stock work really well for him.
Yeah, just getting that weak hit once again and catching Tarik on the way down for the up air. Back air to send back off stage, and again, finally manages to hit one of those chomps, sending Tarik back again. I love that high recovery. It feels like Crepe wasn't quite ready for the punish, but unfortunately Wario's floatiness actually meaning that the down tilt didn't quite manage to connect in that situation, but a down tilt into the forward air is going to be confirmed. And again, we know what Tarik can do. He's been in spicier situations in this very tournament, but he has got to find some magic to make this work because Crepe Salee is looking poised to take this game too.
Very well played. Very well played from Tarik there. Sorry, from Crepe. Forcing the jump out of the corner, trying to cover when he stayed in place, using that big noggin of his to catch the landing. Really well played as he goes 2-0 up here. But we saw what happened against Mezcal. Tarik was 2-0 down. He got a bit of momentum aside after getting a game, and then he started to steamroll. Are we going to see something similar here in this set, or can Crepe snuff out any hopes from the German? It's very interesting. It's really all to play for. Crazy set so far, to say the least.
It does feel like Tarik has had a lot of really good ideas, right? It's very clear that, you know, he's taking that approach of, I hate this matchup, so I'm gonna study it and I'm gonna beat it into me so that I can, you know, a bit like how we were talking about Gluto with Steve, right? About how when you have those matchups that can be really difficult or that you're gonna run into a lot, you need to put in that time. And Tarik is one of the most, you know, studious, hard-working players across the whole of the planet. But, you know, it's Crepe in these situations has got such a proficiency, such good knowledge of the Greninja matchup, and it was something that I was questioning at the start. I mean, we even questioned the thought of, you know, how often have they played, have they met in bracket, and yet we're seeing a pretty dominant showing, and Crepe just being that one step ahead each and every single time. And Tarik, he's been playing extremely well, don't get it twisted, but he's already going out of 10, and he's got to try and get up to 12 if he's going to start this comeback. But hey, I was saying this a few sets ago, Focus, so miracles can happen.
They sure can, Joyce. He's going to take some big plays from this frog. I wonder how it's going to manifest itself. Crepe's been using the Wario drift quite well, but he's also been holding on to center as well. He's been playing the ground neutral quite well in addition to that. So it's tricky. It feels like you're being outmatched on all fronts. You have that extra mobility from Greninja. Maybe this is what you need. Big combo, double nair. Not going to find a fair, but frame trapping very well.
Yeah, and even then, Crepe thinking he had a moment of safety, and then again, just Tarik applying that pressure, just relentless like a moth to the light. It was relentless. Get away from me, and it wasn't happening. And Crepe Salee at a deficit, and quite a big one at that. And Tarik just showing that again. If he needs to turn up the jets, then hey, so be it.
Okay, Tarik somehow navigating out of that situation where he often dies. That up B back to ledge from Wario, doing quite well. Okay, confident grab. He's been struggling in these close court situations. Gets the footstool, but isn't able to get it down there because the platform on Hollow Bastion would deny it. I think Crepe has control a lot of the time up close on shield, knows what to do, knows how to get those grabs. He's been making use of it very well. It's just that he's not been able to get this stock off on Tarik. He's been playing very evasively, able to reset out these situations using the high full hop. For example, not being able to get that tech chase on the platform, and Crepe swings back, gets a back air, bring things back to fairly even. Crazy spot here.
It's really tricky as well. I felt like Tarik got a little bit ahead of himself with that read on the up smash, and Crepe Salee again just reacting with that perfect option. And we see the chomp coming out as well. Again, this is quite a big lead for Tarik, but you know, Wario, the original stock stealer, the original lead disintegrator, and we might be seeing it on this stage again. Crepe just knowing what he can get, waiting a moment, doesn't want to waste the waft like he did. I think it was in that second game where he didn't quite manage to. Still got the victory, don't get it twisted, but you want to get it done as easy as possible. But stunning DI there from Crepe Salee.
No way he made that back.
Punish ready. Tarik wasn't ready.
The crazy drift from Wario, able to make it back even now. Hey, hold on, whoa. Are we going around the world? Yes, we are. How are both of these players still alive in this situation? This is so crazy. Is he going to burn the waft? No, going to keep tech checking. This is some devious gameplay off stage from Crepe Salee. Has a waft, has a lot of rage. Can Tarik get his stock still? 204. The forward air is going to hit. We're on a last situation. It's the last stock situation, but this is just genuinely so crazy, Joycey.
it's wild as well because we've been speaking so much about how safe Crepe Salee likes to play and how we were talking about both these players. They don't go for these flashy options to get those early stocks, and yet Crepe Salee has just turned on a dime and has gone for these super aggressive options, trying to get as early a stock as possible, maybe recognizing the deficit that he once was at, and at the moment Tarik is still making him feel the nerves of, and this is where things can get really scary. No punish, however, down tilt into up smash. Tarik finally manages to get it, and once again, chasing him high in the skies. Crepe not ready to pick an option, and focus, I feel like we've been here before.
A bit of deja vu, are we? That was so crazy. I don't know how Tarik got out of that situation where the up B hit, and it also sort of traded with Hydro Pump, so Crepe went high up, and so the down tilt up smash came out. That could have been so bad for Tarik. That could have been curtains. Instead, he's on the board.
And like I said, this has just been a day of adversary after adversary after adversary for Tarik. He has had so many close calls, so many game fives, so many deficits that he has overcome each and every time. I dread to think what his hiking boots look like, because they are going to be worn and scuffed at the seams with how many mountains he has had to climb to get to this point. But again, like we said, the first step has been taken. The hardest part off the list. Now you've got to make your way to the apex. But let me tell you, Crepe Salee already was willing to take those riskier options. We're already seeing a more aggressive, a more almost reckless style come out from Crepe Salee, particularly when he's at that deficit. He likes to take those early stops, and it's something we didn't see in those certainly in that first game, not so much in the second, and then we're beginning to see it more in the third game, and it's another thing that Tarik really got to keep in the back of the mind.
We've both got to take it one game at a time. Tarik can definitely reverse 3-0. We're seeing the ult change from Crepe. Going for trans rights.
Shout out.
What are we going to do? Are we going to see the reverse 3-0? Can Crepe close it out? It's a tricky one. Tarik does so well once he's got a bit of momentum on his side.
We're going to see already a slightly slower pace start. Tarik just weaving in and out of Wario's range, getting that percent, and the forward smash as well, that perfect percent to get the kill, and 25 seconds in, Tarik already taking that first stock. Again, we saw a similar pace in that loser 7th set, and Tarik is just trying to run away with it as much as he can. Crepe Salee has got to find something, because he was in the driver's seat and now is spinning out of control.
Full stock behind Tarik. Again, the momentum shifted onto his side. He knows just when it's his time to speed up. He knows what he needs to be doing. It's really impressive to see. Can he keep this going? He's been sharking with these dash attacks, knowing when he can swing, when he can trap the landing. A crazy angle, he went fully up, then fully down, and he's still chasing. Crepe just cannot find some time. He gets back in center and spot dodges the substitute. That's quite impressive, but still, oh my god, mate, this guy's getting basted in game 4.
Really is. Again, Tarik just being like, let me remind you who I am, by the way. And just, it's just so impressive to see. The conversions are so much cleaner, the reads are so much juicier, and Tarik with a 3-stock to 1 lead, and Crepe Salee, again, having 2 games up makes it work, but you got to make those adjustments at some point. And even though Tarik finally losing that first stock, it may be a game 5 that we see before any adjustments can be made.
Yeah, this is such a mountain to climb. We talked about Tarik going up some. Crepe's got some traversing to do. He will have some comeback factor to help him. He's moving, he's turning up the jets himself, but there's a lot that he has to do. As Tarik playing so evasively in a situation, he knows he can make Crepe come to him. He has the space on Pokemon Stadium 2 to avoid those jump-ins. He can outspace when Crepe tries to invade. He's done so well at the moment. Percent has been racked on, but you can see what Crepe Salee wants here. He wants to get a stock off imminently.
Yeah, just Tarik going for a lot of these landing neutral airs, knowing how safe it is, and just running into Wario's loving and quite smelly mouth, I've got to say. It's just just got to take these moments. Tarik, after this really, really aggressive start and this sort of wild swinging momentum, has really, really slowed the pace down. He's aware of the stakes. I'm over getting the double jump caught by the back air, trying to just go for the 2-frame instead. You imagine Crepe is going to be keeping that waft for the final stop if he ever gets there, and just look, trying to catch it down there, but an up smash of his own, saying, let me show you how to land an up smash, Crepe Salee. And focus, I think we've been here before.
A bit of deja vu. I wonder what's going on the stage. Nutroast just came on to help with some technical difficulties. I think the monitor might have cut out as that up smash connected. I'm really confused, as I think many of us are. This is a bit funky, but we are at game 5. I don't know what exactly happened. If we can be filled in, did that influence it? Did the monitor cut out before the up smash connected? Or is that normal and it's just a bit of technical difficulties? I'd love to know if anyone could let me know. Yeah. Funky situation. I hope there's nothing foul at play. There's nothing, like nothing sinister's happened. Like nothing unnatural. That'd be unfortunate. I think we are at game 5 though.
Yeah,
that was a really weird ending. That was
if
really
it cut
weird.
out as the up smash came out, then I guess, you know, the tale was already written, the book was closed. But in the same vein as well, you are hoping that maybe, you know, any segments are resolved. It feels like they're both happy to go back into it. No TRs were involved, so I am presuming that it was just nothing too much to worry about. Tarik running it back to Stadium. Crepe Salee more than happy to carry on with the set, and it is a game 5 situation here.
Yeah, this is, like, regardless of whatever happened at the end of that set, you can see Tarik was feeling himself. All that this man needs is one game to start cooking. You can see it, the pivot grab to catch that landing. He is in control. He's playing these close court situations well, but Crepe is throwing in these command grabs, helps him regain something in this spot, I feel. You have to have that. You have to make Tarik slow down and make him respect your options. You have that threat through your drift, through your landing mix-ups, your timing mix-ups. But it's very even, very scrappy here. Tarik has been a bit too aggressive. He gets up B that shield, not the most common option from Wario. A lot of percent on Crepe at the moment, and he's been hit out of bite. This is very scary. Can you follow it?
Ooh, and that was really clutch there from Tarik. Crepe being almost so fearful to try and recover high, going as low as possible, slightly misjudging that distance. And Tarik, again, the real benefit of not having a hitbox on that LB is that you can just sail to your safety as your opponent plunges to their death. And we can see Tarik, once again, a very delicate start to this game 1, but Tarik more than happy to pick up the pace now that he's got a bit of a lead. But again, you don't want to be too hasty. We know how early Crepe Salee can kill in the right circumstances, just pressuring that left-hand side of the platform with the bike.
Ooh, what a play! Hold on!
And here we go.
No bike. Stalling very well, no jump.
Yeah,
caught in the air dodge. Tarik is cooking!
Clinical, utterly clinical. Bam, the bike was gone. Bam, the jump was gone. And whoosh, the stop was gone. Tarik looking like a brand new man. And I've been up this garden path before, and it is going to be Tarik once again cooking up a reverse 3-0 unless Crepe Salee can dig deeper than he ever has to find something to bring back this game 5.
We know that he can do it, but there's such a huge deficit here. You only get to take one stock with your waft. You're going to have to find 2 more out of the bag, and it feels like you don't have the confidence in his close quarter situations anymore. Tarik just feels a step above. He's got the momentum on his side, got the crowd on his side. He has come alive. But Crepe has him in a bad spot, has Tarik at kill percent. If you can just find a decisive hit, but nothing's really sticking here, Joy C.
Yeah, these mix-ups on the down Bs are so impressive from Tarik. Not only just, you know, sending down and Crepe Salee trying to catch, but then using the second jump afterwards just to weave around where Crepe is expecting him to go. And it feels like no matter what Crepe is throwing out, no matter what tricks he's pulling out, none of them are quite enough. The forward air still not being enough, and again using that substitute to get that bit of momentum to send high flying. But speaking of flying high, straight into that blast, and Crepe Salee getting one on the board. And even though there is a waft available, it is that and so much more that you need.
You have to get a full stock off without using it. if you're going to win here. You're not going to find time for number 2. Tarik has got you to kill percent already through a down tilt, and you know he's going to stick that leg out to get it.
Yeah, we can see Crepe Salee going for a lot of these weak nairs, just trying to get those extended strings going, but Tarik just about avoiding each and every one of them until I speak it into existence, only taking 20%. However, just about missing and trying to get that up to, but Tarik, knowing once that Barry's been hit one too many times, and a wonderful tank chase, and I feel like we've been here before, and we're at the same destination once again as Tarik completes yet another reverse 3-0.
How does he keep doing it with Joycey? He is just so damn good once he gets a game on board. He's done so well to pull off that second reverse 3-0 in a row. What a guy this man is, Tarik. Played incredibly well. The Germans in full support, the crowd in full support after that. Amazing play. He just rides that momentum so well. I just don't know how he can do it at this level, man.
I mean, look, I know Tarik has an utmost love for this game, but you don't have to take it to game 5 every time. There are friendlies afterwards. You can play the game, you know, in your own time. But certainly, again, another reverse 3-0. I do not know how much gas he's got left in the tank, but that is a step into top 4. He has managed to meet his seed after losing a little bit earlier on. Again, another victim of Space's incredible run throughout this tournament, and a player that we have got coming up next as well. But of course, Crepe Salee with a stunning 5th place victory. You know, 5th place there, stunning placement. Again, this is a very big tournament. All the Sharks are out today, and he has turned up a winner. Maybe not the result that he was after, but certainly not one to be ashamed of.
It was impressive regardless. It's 2 tough Game 5 losses to take, but you know how good he is. He reached that number 1 spot in Europe for a reason. He is that good. You will see more of this young child in the future. We've seen what he can do on the big stage at Supernova. We've seen what he can do today. There's going to be many a tournament for him later on. We'll see who Tarik has in this next set. Both players have already